Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Today is a beautiful day outside, and I just could not miss this opportunity to sit down and have you join me as I get ready for the day. I'm going to head out and do a little bit of shopping, some must-haves, and some fun home decor shopping. I'm looking for a few specific things, and so I kind of have an agenda, but kind of don't. And so because it's such a beautiful morning, I just got in from a walk and I have my windows open. You know, since we've lived here, the traffic noise has increased. It used to be this country road and nobody lived down here except for, you know, these homes, but now they're expanding, and so it's like I hear traffic noise. I don't like it. So anyways, grab yourself a cup of coffee and let's get into just chatting about life. And lucky for you, this is only my second cup of coffee, so I won't be hopefully too ramroddy. I tend to just speak a mile a minute. I tell myself over the years of doing this here, slow down, Chelsea. They're gonna listen to you, but if you talk a mile a minute, they may not. Okay, so what do we want to do? I'm going to do I have no idea what kind of makeup look I'm going to do. I think I might actually do a little primer today because I've been skipping it. So why not just mix it up and throw a little on. I'm going to go with the Vitamin Enriched Face Base here by Bobbi Brown, and here comes the sun, so now we don't need all this brightness. The sun's peeking through here a little bit, which I don't mind, but if all those clouds go away, you guys, we're supposed to get into the 90s at the end of this week. I ain't ready. It's the first week in April. I am not ready to have 90 degrees yet. Right now, it's perfect outside. The birds are chirping. There's wildflowers blooming. All the trees are budding out. It's like in the 70s. This is perfection for me. Honestly, I never need it any warmer than this. Well, you didn't come here to talk about the weather. I know that. So I wanted to just sit down and share a couple things today. I'm just feeling excessive amounts of joy today, and I need that. Trust me, I am not a person that leads towards the positive side all the time. I definitely have more of a negative, but I like to call it realistic view on life at the same time. Foundation. I'm going to go with my NARS Sheer Glow Foundation today. I have the shade Light 4.5. And this is a dampened beauty blender, and I've been changing up my techniques these days about how I apply makeup. I'm really liking this whole smearing thing just because I feel like it evens out my redness, but it gives me a really sheer coverage. Well, not necessarily sheer, because this foundation I feel gives pretty great coverage. I cannot remember what it's marketed to be. I'm thinking like medium, but man, I think you can get some pretty good full coverage in this. Now look how bright this is. Am I so bright? And really, I don't even use that much foundation anymore, so I feel like it lasts me forever. I'm liking how it evens things out without being too cakey. And I think part of that is the dampened beauty blender. Now, don't get me wrong, I definitely use brushes and stuff too, but I just kind of like to switch up how I put on my foundation. I think spring is such a great time of year. There's so much renewal. There's so much literal new life popping up. It's like you're over the slump of winter and all the winter festivities, and the grass is growing and the birds are chirping. I mean, honestly, we have birds chirping here all year long, but you know, living in southern Texas, I feel like the birds from the north probably come here, and other places too, but they're just always there. So I guess for me, I don't notice that so much as I do like, man, we lose leaves here, and I remember the first year we moved to the south, I was like, oh man, winters are going to be so different. But yet we still do go through a winter. It still is a loss of color and green and leaves on the trees. Not all trees, but when you start to see them come back, it's like you see the difference. And you're like, oh, I really did miss that so much. So amidst all of the changes going on in my life right now, I feel like finally, after, you know, having opportunities to react to circumstances over and over again, I've finally come to a place where I can react with peace in the midst of somewhat of a storm. You know, I feel like it takes many opportunities and time and circumstances to get it right. You know, like we all can choose how we react to things we can't change, and it can be an adventure, it can be fun, it can be exciting, it can be peaceful in the storm, or you can choose to be anxious and sad and disappointed and frustrated, and you're going to come to the same end. You know, like you're going to come to the same point in the road no matter what. You just have to choose how you're going to go through something. Are you going to go through with this attitude and these emotions, or are you going to kind of keep them in check and be like, you know what, this is out of my control. I'm not going to let these things steal my peace and my joy, and make the best of it. And I'm only speaking like this because I've been on both choices. And it's only been in the last few years that I've finally been able to just be like, you know what, it's out of my control. We're just going to make the best of it. I'm going to use the Hollywood Flawless filter today for my highlighter. Apparently we're going to be a little bit extra glowy because between that primer and this, I'm definitely not going to be lacking a glow. And also, I have found a few channels that I'm just smitten with that have just given me so much inspiration. Oh my gosh, you guys, there's a breeze coming in. That's why I'm sitting here. I hope it's not too bright. The sun is going in and out. Just a glorious breeze. The chimes, the birds, the breeze. It's like these are the special things of life. I feel a little scatterbrained, but I do want to tell you about what I'm doing here with my makeup as well as speak about other things. I'm going to take the Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder by Charlotte Tilbury, and I spoke about this. Actually, I'm not sure what order I'm putting these videos up, but in my March favorites, this was something that I spoke about that I've been doing with my makeup that has really been impactful as far as longevity and overall finish of my face. So I take a dampened beauty blender and I just kind of dab it into the powder, and I set my whole face. I tell you what, I love this sunbed right now. And it just adds the lightest powder that gets smushed in, right? So it's setting the tackiness, because I don't like tacky on my face, especially when I want to put more powdered products on top. They don't blend well. But because you're smushing it with kind of like a dampened beauty blender, you don't see the powder, and it makes your skin really smooth. I like a smooth, not necessarily creamy, but like a smooth finish to the face. And because I'm getting, you know, like, I'm noticing a lot of like lines over around my mouth and stuff. I don't want too much product because it will inevitably sink into that throughout the course of the day, and then that kind of accelerates the look of aging, and we do not want that. I have not been to the at-home store in probably a year or so, and so I kind of wanted to go there and check out, you know, any new spring things they may have. If I find something, if I find some cushions for my back patio, I may get those. The ones that I've had for about 3 years, and I washed them in the washing machine, but they just couldn't come back to life. They were kind of dingy looking, and you know, they get that kind of wet, moldy smell, and I don't care for that. I'm really keen on smells, and if I'm sitting outside and I can smell like the moldiness of it, I'm like, nope, these gotta go. Bronzer today, I'm gonna use the Marc Jacobs bronzer. This one's called Tantastic. And my favorite brush, the Wayne Goss number 011. I love his brushes, highly recommend them. I love his blush brush. I use that one all the time. His eye brushes are fantastic. I apologize for the changes in lighting in this video, but you know what? We're just gonna kind of roll with it and hope that everything turns out okay. All right, now we are at the point where we need to decide what kind of colors we're doing today. And I'm thinking, well, gosh, we could do anything. I'm wearing this really pretty dress that has like sunflowers, well, you know, like yellows and golds and creams, and it's a long maxi dress. Where did I buy this? I bought this at Altered State, and it was like on the sale section a few years back. Maybe it was last spring. I can't remember. But I love dresses, and this time of year especially, because 70s, 80s is the perfect temperature for dresses. Oh, that's what I was talking to you about. Okay, let me grab an eyeshadow palette, and then I just remembered the conversation I started about 10 minutes ago and left the sentence. We're gonna come back to it. All right, I just grabbed the Viseart Neutral Matte Palette, and I just noticed mine is kind of busted. You know, I've transitioned away from my makeup table that I had, and I'm kind of working with this cute little, my old side table, the one that used to be over here. And it's not ideal, okay? I'm like stacking makeup in there, but it's a temporary fix. I'm not sure what I want to do with my makeup situation quite yet. I've decluttered it a bit, and I have zero intentions of getting back up to where we once were. So anyways, that's probably why this got busted. So I'm just going to take this palette here today. It's all mattes, it's all neutrals, and so I'm just gonna start digging in probably the lightest row here and layer on color. So, YouTube. I love to talk about who I watch because I think it's very helpful for me as a viewer to share with you as a viewer who I watch. I love to know who people watch. I really do. And I realize, like, as a creator, you may not spend as much time watching YouTube, but for me, I spend more time watching YouTube than I do creating content, which maybe I should spend more time creating content. No, I'm just trying to find a balance in life, honestly. I'm not seeking to, do as much as I used to because I'm just trying to better manage my time. We'll leave it at that. But that being said, I do really enjoy finding out who other people watch, especially when we're talking lesser known channels or smaller creators. I really enjoy watching people that their passion just shines through. People who do this because they love it, or they have so much talent and creativity and their heart just comes through. I mean, I love to watch people like that. So contrary to that, like a larger person, which I'm sure we all watch, is Emily Noel. I love to watch her because who she is and her passion and her creativity and her heart just shines through her channel, and I am all about supporting that. Absolutely. I avoid things that are drama ridden or just, I don't know. I just really like supporting people that I wholeheartedly believe them, And so I have been watching, I found a channel called Arylnn's Country Craft Corner. I think that's the name of her channel. I should know. I've watched half of her videos. Fun fact, when I find somebody new, I will binge their entire channel. I will watch every video they've ever put out from the very beginning so that I can speed up, see their journey, get to know who they are. And I feel like I would invite you to do that the same to my channel, because you'll get a better grasp of where I am now and where I came from and my story and behind my channel, my journey, because I've really kind of shifted directions the last few years, and I'm kind of even turning the ship a little bit more as of late. But I really need to put out things that I'm passionate about and what I'm interested in right now, because that is the most authentic version of me, and it will translate most. When you lose interest in something, and not necessarily lose interest, but as you grow in life, your interest changes. And I feel like I have to kind of shift with that here in order to maintain my integrity and my passion level and my excitement level. Like, if I were to continue to sit and talk about things that just don't interest me so much, you're going to feel that. And it's going to feel like we're being drugged through mud. It's going to be like, and I don't want that. I want to do what I truly am interested in. And once things become like a chore and I'm just lost the passion, I feel like it's time to move on from that. To everything, there is a season and a time, and you can apply that to anything in your life. And so this is where we're at right now. So anyways, Arylnn, I love her channel. So she has a decorating channel, and I say that because I feel like, hold up, when I get excited, my words start going ahead of my thought process here. So her focus predominantly is her decorating, but within that, she does this chit-chat time, which I love chit-chat time. I feel like if there's a strength of mine, it's chit-chat. It's talking. It's, the friendship, this time right here. And I like to leave it as unedited as possible, so it really is just this natural back and forth, even though at this point it's a monologue. But eventually, you guys tell me it feels like you're here, which that's important to me, because when I'm sitting here talking to you, it feels like a monologue at times, not so much conversation. But anyway, she does these chat times where she talks about her family and recipes and, of course, hauling things, because I love to see what people buy. And I just love to get to know people. I feel like that connection can be kind of lost in the world of social media, and I try to support and watch people that I feel a connection to. I try to fill my mind with good things, and so that's why I really enjoy supporting channels that I feel really drawn to or that inspire me. And she just feels like a mom to me. I mean, I think she's probably well, she's probably closer to my mom's age than she is to me. But man, I love to watch women older than me. I love to hear the wisdom from people that have lived life longer than me and people that have made mistakes and learned from them and shared things. I feel like there's so much wisdom that can be gained from that. So that's a channel I wanted to talk about a little bit. And another channel that I've mentioned before and I love is, her name is Liz, and her channel is Traditions by the Seasons. And from the moment that I watched her first video I ever stumbled upon, I was instantly hooked. There's just something about her bubbly personality, and she's fun, she's funny, she's gorgeous, she is beyond talented. Like, she needs to have a business of, you know, home staging or home decorating or something. I don't know. She is amazing at what she does. She inspires me. She shares encouraging words. She is also a believer, and I love the boldness in her. You know, I feel like it's this... She's humble but bold, you know, and I feel like I'm really drawn to her channel as well. I enjoy listening to her. She has 4 teenage daughters, bless her heart. I don't know how she does it. The house is always impeccable. You know, I really love her channel. So if you are at all into decorating, or not, even if you aren't, and I've said this before, even if you aren't into a certain interest, it's the passion in people that draws you into things. So an example of that is that I watch these live antique sales on Facebook. It's an antique mall in Oregon, and it's the Redmond Antique Mall. So that's her Facebook page if you're at all interested. And they do live Saturday and Thursday nights. They do Tuesdays, but right now they're not doing them for a few weeks. Live sales. So they go booth to booth and they hold things up and they discount it a little bit, okay? So they had a guy on there who was selling rocks. I'm personally not interested in collecting or buying rocks, but something about his passion for every single rock, and he was telling you about where it came from and the history of it. It was fascinating. I was drawn to the passion. I didn't necessarily care about the rock or to even buy it, even though he was making me want to buy them. But that's what I'm saying. It's that instant connection to that is interesting, and it keeps you there, right? It keeps you engaged. So that's just an example of perhaps trying out a channel of something you might not be, super into or super excited about, but head over to both of these channels because I think you're going to find something there that's going to inspire you and encourage you. Okay, speaking of a Wayne Goss brush, this is a number 19 brush. This is a really nice, bigger, fluffier blending brush. What I'm doing right now is not the best brush for it, but I tend to use 1 or 2 brushes for my entire eye look. I don't know why. I don't know, just to kind of minimize how much brushes I need to wash. Now I'm going to dig into my Lorac Pro palette because I need something shimmery on the lid. It's just what I like to do, and I think I'm going to go for this light bronze color. So who do you guys watch that really inspires you and encourages you, and you would really recommend me checking out their channel? Let me know in the comments below some of your absolute favorite people to watch and like why you like to watch them. What's up, buddy? You loving that breeze? I wish you guys could feel. I hope you can hear the birds, but I really wish you could feel the breeze. Oh, hey baby. Wow, he is here. He's arrived. I can't talk while I do this. I'm gonna take the Milani Matte Black liquid eyeliner. Love this liquid liner. It dries very matte. It stays put. It does not travel on me. Now I do have all kinds of fun little lines and stuff in my eyes. So, I do notice it kind of, I don't want to say feathers per se, because it's just my skin and stuff like that. I'm not 25 anymore. So, but it does stay where I put it, and I do notice it lasts very well, even in very warm temperatures. So I'm going to put a little bit of that on, and then we'll be back. Liner, and now I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara. This is a fabulous drugstore mascara for me. I love it. I've tried all kinds of things, and mascara is a really personal thing. Everyone's lashes are different and need different things, but I have very short, straight lashes, and they're very fine in texture. They are not naturally curled. They're just there. And so I need lift, curl, and separate. I need it all. I I need the push-up bra of mascaras. I need it to do everything, you know? I am gonna take the blush called Innocence here by Chanel. Looks like this. Love Chanel blushes. I own several of them. They have a soft rose scent to them, just to forewarn you. It's not crazy. In fact, this one's old enough now that it's barely there. Maybe the new ones don't. I don't know. I haven't bought a blush in some time. These Chanel ones here. So this is that Wayne Goss brush I was talking to you about. And I love it because you can really go any old direction you want and really get that blush on there and blend it. That's why I like the brush, because it's so soft and feathery. It's not dense, so you can apply the product, but you can shimmy it around wherever you need it because you can really, you know, it's pliable. I love the soft colors of Chanel's blushes here. Even though I personally apply my blush probably a little bit heavier, I feel my face needs it and really benefits from some color. I'm gonna go a little more subtle today with the highlighter. I'm gonna take the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in the shade Luminous Light. This is an all over face powder, but I'm going to use it as a highlighter because it still is very glowy. It's subtle but effective, and I think if you have any sort of texture or mature skin that, you know, maybe this isn't the tightest of skin in this area, this isn't going to emphasize things and you can really blend it out beautifully. Alright, so my hair, I am doing nothing to it. I washed it yesterday. There's zero product in it. I just let it do its thing. I'm just going to kind of leave it up like this. And I think we do need to do a little bit of color on the lips. I've been living in the bold lip land lately. And I have all these lip liners. So I'm going to probably line my lips with a little bit of something here. My go-to lip liner when I cannot decide, I have a couple of them, but when I can't decide what kind of color I want to do, I usually do something in, as far as lip liner is concerned, that creates a contour but doesn't lean too much color. So something like Lancome Ideal, MAC's In Control. I also like MAC Morning Coffee lip liner. I have a bunch of light lip liners I should probably declutter because honestly I don't like a really light lip look on myself anymore. I don't think it was ever flattering, but you know, you try new things and then you realize, you know what, that's not really me. Like this color, this is MAC etc. Yeah, this is not a color I will probably ever wear. Okay, we're gonna try something. Oh, I also like MAC Absolutely It lip liner. I'm gonna go for Lancome Ideal, and I'm not gonna do a color that matches this actually. I'm just gonna kind of create a little contour and then I'm gonna do a bold color. I'm gonna take this Buxom lip color in the shade Red Inferno. I also like to kind of blot and then fix. Fix where it shouldn't be. So sometimes I will go in with a lip liner, especially when I'm doing a more saturated color where you can really see all the edges of your lips, and go over the color with the liner and create a little more dimension. Also, it can really deepen a color. Like if you don't have a brick red and you want a brick red, just take a more brown lip liner. You could fill your whole lips in with it, or you could go over the lipstick. And I mean, that's why you don't need to own like 100 different colors, because you can customize any color if you just have a few different liners and lipsticks. So that is going to do it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I love this time. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. I hope you guys have a fabulous rest of your day, and we'll chat again soon. Bye guys.